here. Welcome, everyone. Come in, find yourself a comfortable spot, sit next to an incredible artist, which means anywhere you sit, you'll be sitting next to an incredible artist. And we're going to start the night like this. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard in the chillest land and on the strongest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Hope is the thing with feathers. Emily Dickinson. Welcome. Welcome, artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. We here, y'all. Get excited. And welcome to the online open mic presented by the legendary, that's right, the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. You know how we do. Welcome to episode 122. We've been doing this and doing this and doing this well, as we always do. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. If you're watching and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number's on your screen, 860-4964-4756. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Want to know why I say that? Trust, we're going to show you this evening. We do this and have been doing this thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills, all right? So we would like to thank the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Bloomberg Philanthropies, the Howard Gilman Foundation, and the New York State Council on the Arts for hosting these free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to newyourekan.org/donate. There is no increment that is too small, and it's always very much appreciated. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest text in the Zoomverse, all right? The one and only Matthew Model King, Storm Lake, shout out Jersey. Also, one half of one of the dopest hosting duos in the world for Final Friday. Make sure you plug in. Shout out Paul Conqueso. Also, my man Brian Lee in the building. Shout out Kid Kuza. The music man is here. Make sure you show him some love. As well as the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. All the way up in the BX. You know what it is. This is where you can find me, Elemental.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemental.com. So many things going on. Make sure you plug in. All right. Tonight's theme, metaphor madness, poetic alchemy. Listen, what we do, it's magic. Honestly, I truly believe that what we do is magic. Shout out all of my FMA fans in the building. It's just it really is amazing what we can do with metaphor as well as so many other literary devices. So enjoy what we're going to be doing this evening. If your artwork is not on theme, that is still totally cool because we are still looking forward to all of your creative, incredible genius that you're going to share with us this evening. Next week's theme coming at you: sacred text, the stories we pray. Right? So this is really about, for those of us who were brought up, with a religious book in our homes, and there was always a prayer that came out of it, right? Always a story, always a passage or a scripture that came out of it that turned into a prayer, right? What's behind those things? Or what are those prayers, right? But in so many places in the world, they are considered sacred text. So make sure you bring all of your imagination and all of your artistic license next week, and that's what we're going to be dealing with. Here is a look at the rest of the upcoming themes. Happy National Poetry Month. I hope everyone is getting in on the 30 for 30 challenge. This is my 12th year digging in, and it has been a ride, folks. I'm telling you, it's been a ride. All right. So let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry this evening. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic stage as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all of the beautiful exuberance that goes into your artistic performance. Artists, have your artwork ready. All right, we do have a full list this evening. Plus, there is still room on the good luck round for those who may be interested. Artists, you have 4 minutes to rock. All right, 4 minutes to rock. Right, there is a 30-second grace period. All right. As you come up and you start getting down, you will see a timer that just showed up in your window. All right. As you are seeing, it is counting down. All right. It will start counting down from 4 minutes. Once you get to 4 minutes, you will hear this sound. Once you hear that, you have 30 seconds to wrap it up. All right. Please don't make us mute anyone. We are doing this to make sure that everyone gets the same amount of time. We're respecting the space, the venue, and everyone involved. All right? Oh, my favorite time of night. Let me tell you. This is when I remind you that what we do isn't very nice, but we're the best at what we do. There may be explicit lyrics, right? Maybe some that even trigger some flashbacks. But the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship. Other than any hate speech or any ism that may be used to manipulate, which will not, I said not, be tolerated. All right? Look around and get cute and get the boot right up out of this Zoom. For real. What we do is a living, breathing trigger warning. Thou hath been warned. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and they share a true essence of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy, all of that exuberance with your community, with your colleagues, with the audience. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. We're going to make sure it stays that way. So, share all that energy, and it will be returned to you in the artistic performance of every artist this evening. The guaranteed list tonight is closed, all right? And I believe like 80% of the list was filled up in the first 10 minutes last night. So, to sign up, you do it 24 hours before the show, which would be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you go to newyourekan.org. You click on full events calendar. You click on the Thursday that you want to get down on. And you need that artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way you're getting on the guaranteed list. And they do not populate until 24 hours before the show. They don't always sell out that fast. So make sure you are checking into the night and sometimes even the next day. All right? So, tonight's list. Oh my goodness. Listen, there are some incredible folks on this list. We have some new voices that are joining us today. And we are going to start with an incredible treat, right? And I'm looking forward to it 100%. So let's get to it. There's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good, good people? It is great to see all of you. Brian Enciso in the building. Jersey is here. Ray Whitaker is here. Welcome, Lesley. Maanya, what's good? Alan Gary is here. The Jedi Master is here. Elise, welcome. Lantern is here. Dwayne, welcome. Dre is in the building. Nicole is here. Welcome. D Librarian, shout out. Traveling Poet Society, what up? Nemo Sum, daughter of Krypton, is here. Carrie Cox, welcome. Jessie Marie, welcome. Principe is here. Sam Harty, Poetastic, what's good? Yo, it is going to be an incredible night, y'all. As it is every Thursday, right? Thank you all for being here. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here rocking with us this evening. So let's get to it. So this evening, we are going to be delighted in something new, right? I know one of these artists, but I'm not familiar with the other. So the best thing is, new artistry, new voices. So we are going to be delighted with a collaboration to start this evening. Coming up first, a gentleman who I like to call the Earth Spirit. Every time you hear his voice, you can just hear nature singing out to us. He is incredible at what he does, and he always does it incredibly well. Author of The Impromptu of Love of Music, as well as Animals, as well as The Tavern on Old Log Cabin Road. The one and only Ray Whitaker is in the building. And this evening he will be collaborating with the one and only Lesley Constable. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. I have been looking forward to this. Welcome. Let these folks know where they can find you both. Please, take it away. Welcome.
Thank you, Elemen2al, for that. I appreciate it. And Lesley, good. Hi, Lesley. You need to unmute. There you go.
I
Yay.
finally did. Yes, I
Yeah.
unmuted.
We
Yeah.
are here. We are here, and there's might be a couple people here that have possibly heard this before, but we're going to do it anyway. So let's get started. This is The Moment, Night, and Into the Wilds. A woman's beautiful voice, strong, singing, melodic, delightful. No words, only long phrases, dynamics with intensity.
I remember the moment we agreed upon to call yesterday, and I remember a complete and perfect desire that overtook me, surprising the body. And I laughed ridiculously and coy with the body's delicious seizures of pleasure. Ah, the body.
Moving one of an early human singing in a distant valley. A creek winds through the trees there.
Now, in the moment we call today, speechless and subdued, I am counting 1, 2, 3. I forget what's next. I hate counting when the body is momentarily silent and doesn't speak to you. I will not count. It is another day, another moment, and my body isn't speaking, and I will not count. I am not counting.
Having arisen from the skins of the night, standing on the rock jaw of her cave, looking at the sunlit morning, barefoot, warmed by the sun.
Expectations lace my midriff. I still my mind again, quiet my mind to track the stages of the moon coursing outside the window from 1 month to the next. On it goes.
She is singing, Moved by the morning's beauty, her alto voice resonates intensely off of the rock faces, and until lost in the green leafy woods, a near waterfall accompanies her, splashing percussions.
The shooting stars, nights that I was transparent, clothed, not clothed, the full moon above stills my mind, again quiets my mind to track the stages of the moon, coursing outside the window from one month to the next. On it goes, the shooting stars, Orion's belt, the dippers. I am listening again. I am listening. As I sleep at night, my soft pillow sighs and calls me. Rest, it says. Lay down your head, embrace me. I am yours.
It is wisdom flowing, just as she reaches a high note, phrasing welling up. You feel it, an innately inborn one, breathing in those notes. It isn't just organized sound. Now to listen is a temptation.
My husband reads, claiming again his necessary right to chastened and exceedingly polite thought. Still, where will it take him this time? In the night upstairs, and in the presence of the large window overlooking the world, the dark mesa, the snow and wind, the troubled juniper engorged with its jealous mistletoe. Where will the wings he sprouts take him tonight?
Ah, never to be confused with the crying or the wanton sounds of a big cat. She is serenading the landscape, delighting in new meaning from deep inside.
As I sleep, my hair winds down and down, curling and tangling in the relentless toss and battle that is my sleep. In my dream, I am lying in a bed of carefully cut fingernails and toenails. I lie quiet in my uneasy bed, a hero in my bed of nails as my hair grows and grows, tendrils wrap round my legs, down and down and down, becoming roots, tap roots, down into Middle Earth, into the dark ground, freezing me in place, trapped and heroic.
Taking a deep breath, another phrase sung now, lilting with an upward turn, dynamic, crescendo, rising as the notes climb, and a certain decrescendo as the phrase ends.
I say I am a mother. I say I am a mother. The babies in their turn suckled, pinched, slapped, gurgled, spit up. Above the moon raced across the sky. I walked with them under the new moon. I walked with them under a full moon, under the stars in the heavens, the quiet nights, the nights when sirens squealed, when we all squirmed with discomfort in our beds under the darkest of moons, and chill when ghosts left red spots resembling blood next to your crib.
Ah, this is singing for the joy of it. Moved to sound out happy sheerness any listener can't help but to feel. The traveling up through the belly button, the core responds, sensual, even while oral, felt deep in the soul.
And I washed the blood away, and washed the blood away, only for it to reappear when stars fell and gave way to the sobs of the man next door with a metal plate in his head, who cried at night because he was no longer young.
Ah, she stands while singing, eyes closed, on her ledge of her cave, this her safe place in the wilderness.
Nights that I was transparent, clothed, not clothed, the full moon above me. I laugh, the babies laugh. I have the words, I have the language, the determination to entice their thoughts that flip behind their eyes to take form and enter the world as language. Their thought, their being in the world. I rest now because I am tired and deserve sleep on my soft pillow that whispers to me like a lover.
No conservatory of music influencing, she fills the concert hall of a green glen with tall trees. A watercourse winds through it.
I am going home. I am finding my way home through the twists and turns of mountain roads. Jazz, cool jazz, wails at me in the night from the radio. The lights on plateaus, both higher than you and lower than you, close and in the distance, fool you into believing the world is as they say, only a picture framed against the night sky.
Mouth wide open, allowing projection, breathing in, singing out. Her volumes achieved another sheer joy, shoulders moving with the throat.
I know better. The night, like my babies, like the moon, the ghosts who walk around me, who walk through me, is my body.
She moves her hands, arms with each crescendo, then hands together with the decrescendos. Perhaps there's a note of loss, well hidden. Realism, she gestures with each note.
I am the ground, and I am the sky, as are we all. I am the night, not separate from it. Do I get to go back? Will I have again the innocence of belief that, like the wind or my thoughts, or my babies, I fly free through the air, separate, disattached, and as unencumbered as a traveler?
Her joy in living this visceral life, not singing with anyone. It is her solo art, music. She sings to all the natural colors, browns, greens, blues. She has sung the creation of life.
Do I get to know again that my thoughts, like wings, are separate and can leave me and be free, their own and themselves, like headlights in the night searching, like the birds that fly low overhead through the mountains above my dreams? I am counting 1, 2, 3.
Thank
And
you,
that's
Lesley. We did it. Yay. Oh,
Now that was just that was just as amazing as a thunderstorm on your best day, honestly. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ray Whitaker and Lesley
Woo!
Constable.
A great poetic symphony. Very nice.
Amazing. Nice.
thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Your work is so compatible in so many ways. Just the density and the sensuality of all the nature imagery, and I hadn't heard Leslie's work really too much, I don't think, in the past, but there's so many wonderful lines like the body's delicious seizures of pleasure. I laughed, the babies laugh. And there were a bunch of imageries in there that just reminded me of Frida Kahlo, like the bed of nails. But one of the things that really was pleasurable is how both of your tones of voice are so compatible, and you both were delivering in this kind of uh, gently fervent urgency. And it really was kind of the thing that glued me to listening to the poem. It was really wonderful. Well, I hope you do another collaboration soon.
Thank you,
so
Paul.
much.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Happy birthday, Elemental.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Truly, truly. Listen, when you do things like that, it kind of reminds me of why we all have this affinity for poetry, right? Because you bring in so much of the natural essence of poetry. Kind of like Paul was saying, your voices are so well balanced, right? It's like, when you know it's raining outside, you hear the thunder, you hear the rain crashing against the pavement, against the earth, and it's a natural equilibrium. And that's exactly what your collaboration sounded like. No one competing. Your voices were not competing with each other. It was really, really magnificent. And then, you came out with lines like, I laughed deliciously. Lesley said, in the moment we call today, right? Ray said, standing on the rock jaw of her cave, she is singing, moved by the mood of the morning. Like the way that you weave your poetry is amazing. Lesley said, quiet my mind to track the stages of the moon, right? I am listening again, engorged with its jealous mistletoe. Like, come on, right? Ray said she's serenading the landscape. This, her safe space in the wilderness, right? Lesley said, I am the ground and I am the sky, as are we all. Like, when you stay connected to nature, it just reminds you, number one, how really small you are, but how much of a role that we play and why it's so important to this earth. So thank you both for starting us off this evening. Thank you for an incredible collaboration. Um, we are looking forward to another one. So I hope you're already working on the next one because that was incredible. Thank you. All right. Whew, that's what I'm talking about. The Starship is underway, folks. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, this gentleman is always ready. He's always on time with a rhyme. That's, like he says, sublime. He is a contributor to Love Letters to Gaia, as well as I Can't Breathe Volume 2. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, man. Come on. Take it away.
Thank you, my brother, no other with words like thunder. But first, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, brother Elemental. Happy birthday to you and many more. Woohoo! Woo! Hope all your dreams and hopes come true, my brother, no other. All right. Hello, my name is Ed Potato, fantastic. Please, it's time to join my rhyme podcast sublime. I got two pieces, so I'll take too much time. The first piece is called The Meaning of Poetry. The meaning of poetry is the air we breathe, the food we eat, is the blood hiding beneath, is the music to the beat. Poetry needs more than that. It's beyond science and facts. It builds instant connections and it gives verbal satisfaction. It's the meaning of the minds to keep our hearts aligned. It educates us all to stand true and tall. It's food for the soul that's more precious than gold. It's a page that keeps on giving, and the essence keep on transcending. Poetry can get you out of your shell. It's a spell you can't tell. Poetry is really hard to explain as the blood passes through our veins. To me, poetry is everything in one. It's the pale moon and the shining sun. The second one's called Doodle. You are the rainbow, you are the glow, you are the overflow, you are the flow. We're all small, right on the wall, doodles of noodles, vivid poodles, colors on our fingers, creativity lingers. Get lost in your creator. Why be a faker? Get lost in the crowns, feel it red or brown. Get lost in the markers, shine your sparklers. Put on a different crown. Why not be a clown? Get lost in the brushes, create your wishes. Get lost in the pencil, draw something special. Get lost in the ice, why not find paradise? Get lost in the music, Mike magic, don't miss it. Get lost in the chisel, craft a marble symbol. Get lost in the words, listen to classic records. Get lost in the mind, you won't be behind. Doodles surround you, get lost in the blue. I can't, but you can. Why not draw in the sand? Look at the clouds. Creativity shouts loud. Thank you.
Man, that's a whole lot of truth. Come on, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Poetastic.
Eddie, that was great.
Woo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, happy birthday, brother Elemental. We love you.
Appreciate you, man. Truly.
Yeah, that second poem was so playful, even beyond the level of a lot of the stuff I've heard you do. So just a really wonderful two poems, Eddie. Thanks for being here again.
You know, Eddie, when you're energized and you're powered up, man, you really really produce some really serious stuff, man. Like, I love your first poem about poetry, right? It's beyond science and facts. It is food for the soul. Poetry is everything in one, sir. I don't know if you ever thought about like starting a clothing line, but put that on a shirt. Put that on a billboard. Poetry is everything in one. No doubt about it. Your second poem, I just really, really love the sentiment. I really love the imagery in this poem. You said you are the rainbow, you are the glow. You mentioned vivid poodles. I just don't know. I just don't know if I'll get that out of my head for a while. Get lost in the markers. Get lost in the brushes. Get lost in the words. Listen to classic records. Listen. You start talking about artistry, right? Whatever medium that you choose to get down in, really just give yourself to it, right? Become the instrument and allow the universe to play you. And I think that's kind of what I received from that. And it's just it really is a beautiful picture that you painted, Eddie. Thank you for doing what you do and continuing to share it with us. That cat's incredible. Make sure you plug in with Poetastic. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this gentleman. Let me tell you, this gentleman right here, man. He's so dedicated to what he does. I love that he continues to write in his voice, in his style. He is a one of one with the radio voice ready to rock and roll every single time he comes through. And he writes the kind of work that just sticks to your bones, a la Mr. Chicken Soup himself. The one and only Alan Gary in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. Friends, you can follow me on my Alan Gary Facebook page. Tonight, I share mighty metaphors from my imagination. My gift to you, something old, something new. What they have in common, these two pieces, it's how true they are. First one, love is a pebble. Love is not a burden like Sisyphus. It comes not in waves like a tsunami. Its intent is not destruction to sink ships or dreams. Love in its essence is gentle, not rough. It shines bright, thermoluminescence. Love is meant to delight. It is easy. That is its might. It fights not within itself and cannot be wrong because it is right. Love in its ontology proves bearable lightness of being, because when we are seeing beauty and goodness, no need ever for apology. Love is imbued with every atom of every existence, yet able to be held in the palm of your heart. Love does not end when it begins, like a friend who exists and lives forever in memory. Love is weightless, so all may carry, yet filled with richness. It is true, never ambiguous. Love creates the universe, everything which is incredible, but not out of grasp. Love is a pebble on a blade of grass. My next new piece is called Dance. I dance every day, sun overhead or storm underway. Challenges I face, I can take them head on. When I dance, I do not sit still. My focus moves forward. I can climb any hill. While we share the earth, we dance in our own shoes. So make sure they are comfortable and you could never lose. Thank you.
Oh man, that was fire. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Alan Gary.
Oh, Alan, that was great. That was great. Thank you.
Well, I think it takes some writerly courage to do a poem about love that's based on statements that love is, love is, love is. And every time I hear one, I kind of think it's a contribution to this just the never-ending history of everybody who does a poem about love and names what it is. So it kind of adds to that collective, massive knowledge about love. So that's one reason I kind of liked what you were doing with that. And, most poets do quite a bit of poetry where they want us to know something, right? And I got a sense from what you were doing in this love poem that, in effect, what you want us to know is not what we currently know. So I thought that was kind of a nice aspect to the poem. And I don't know if that was your real intention or not, but it was like trying to replace maybe some misconceptions with these very concise images that you were providing. And the dance poem was just a dance in itself. It was like a little improvised word dance, and I kind of like the integrity of that.
Yeah. Listen, your first poem, sir, like it's a riot. Like it just reminds me of how I started, right? My mentor, shout out Dr. Ant Black, told me a true poet can write a poem about a blade of grass. And you ended your poem by saying love is a pebble on a blade of grass. And that just it all just brought it full circle for me, man. And I really appreciate you zooming in to something like that. You said with every atom of every existence, love is weightless. Love creates the universe, right? Its intent is not destruction, right? Oh man. In your second poem, you said, "When I dance, I do not sit still." And to me, it almost sounded like you were speaking in the voice of your pen, right? When you go to write poems, right? Because is not a pen dancing along the page when you write poems? And you do not sit still. Cannot sit still in those moments. Thank you, Alan. I truly appreciate all that you do, sir, and continuing to share it with us. Absolutely amazing. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this artist she just makes room for so many other artists she has for all the years that I've known her. She continues to do amazing things and make lanes for so many incredible folks. She is the creator and editor of Maori, Shout Out Poetry Global Network. She is also the incredible artist of Some Days Here, From Pebble to Ripple. And she just happens to be an incredible human being. The one and only Finn Bell in the building. I like to call her the daughter of Krypton. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please, take it away.
It is always so very lovely to see you. And once again, happy birthday, son of Krypton. Love you to pieces. You are my heart brother, forever and ever. So you can find me on Instagram, Finn_Bell_poet. And I'm pulling up from the vault an old piece. I think it speaks to today's theme of metaphors, at least in essence. This is called A Depiction of You and Me. Capturing our accurate likeness is a two-dimensional practice of patience, is art of finding I will never, ever get the perspective right. We will not be perfect, even by trial and error. Committing our black and white, rendered shape to paper is drawing an ever-thinning line from me, anxiety pacing, ever forward, reaching toward you. You remain standing, in you stillness seeks and finds its ideal model, burrowed in what you've tucked away for safekeeping. The line fast finds it is not a precise path leading to you. It disperses its direction, crawls over our new crisp page, bears down gas-pedaled pencil, consumes the page, sputters, loses its graphite nerve, and skips, stopping short. My sure hand leaps our black off the page. hear an easing of breath. In this version, see me smiling wide. In that one, the left half of your face curves to join the shadows. I marvel at how obscene, how clean, how pristine our likeness appears, guilt injected by association. No one ever looks that close at a depiction of real life on full display, but still they will claim they had dinner last night with a starving artist. Everyone is an art aficionado. If you meet them in the great hall at the appointed hour, everyone wants to be an art critic, sans bon vivant. In this version, observe me, tilt my head up to capture the fading sun. You are in this impression. If one squints the eye, there, see, you cling to the blurred edges. An observant soul passes by, remarks on the dry cracks of my Bristol board. The fissures appeared on purpose.
Wow. I don't know how you do that. You just stay so controlled all the time. It's amazing. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Finn. Boo!
Woo! Yay, Miss Unicorn.
Wow, that was
Great job as
Whoa.
always.
Well, I really like what this was getting at. You kind of hear this poem being about perception and its limits, and you're kind of getting at how really seeing happens after you get past the limits of what you can really perceive. And I think that just is so much about the essence of writing a poem, right? I think it was last week or the week before, I made some comments about non-normal consciousness and how important it is to creativity. And this poem to me really was speaking about that, about how really seeing and real perception, insight in that sense, happens when we transgress the boundaries of what we, take for granted we're seeing. And if that isn't really where our imagination lies and where the power of poetic imagination is to kind of realize a reality that's shareable beyond the dull everyday reality, then I don't know what we're doing here. So thanks so much for that exercise. That to me was really revelatory.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the reason why I pulled up this poem, aside from the theme, was one of my poet friends shared a poem a while ago, and in her poem she said, when we stop listening to the sky and look only to ourselves. And I said, yeah, I have to pull up this poem. Because of that, it's too much navel gazing, and we miss the whole point, and we lose that perspective. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's you just have to let go of the ego and just be a bundle of perceptive abilities, and that's how you can basically make everything relatable for everybody else who's going to come to your poem. Brilliant.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you, everybody.
Right. Like, both of you are just ridiculous. I could just listen to a conversation between the two of you. Like, what you do, again, it's such a controlled explosion. Like, I don't know how you always stay so steady, right? It's that lighthouse thing, again, just kind of coming out of you, right? No matter how crazy the seas are, no matter how much the sky is roaring, you stay constant. You stay focused, helping other people see the shore. And it's poems like this, right, that just kind of keeps people grounded, right? You said how the pen, I believe, crawls over our new crisp page, right? a depiction of real life on display. Everyone is an art aficionado. Like, listen, extra points for putting in the word aficionado. Like, how many people are able to put that word in a poem? You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a beautiful word. Um, Thank you for finding a way to use it and bring it to life. You're absolutely amazing at all you do. Thank you for continuing to come and support the community, and continuing to make space for so many other artists. Truly, truly appreciate you. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, yo, where'd he go? There he is. This gentleman, man, been rocking with this cat for some years, man. I love his style. I love his work. He is also the author of a new book. Please make sure you let the folks know where they can get it, where they can find it. I love his style. He is the poet that all dads should hear, right? So, like, when you first have a kid, for those of you who have children, when they send you home with the baby, they send you home with like this care package. It's got a few diapers in it, maybe a bottle or two, maybe a CD, of classical music. His book should be a part of that package when you leave the hospital. It really, really is a love letter to your babies. And I love it. I'm glad I was able to see it and be a part of it. The one and only Rich Glinnen in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you as always, sir. Please take it away.
It's great to see you too. That's a great idea. You got a penchant for marketing. Is it your birthday today? Happy birthday. Um, yeah, as you mentioned, yes, I do have a book out. I'll read a poem um from my latest book. I'll end my set with that. I'll also put a link in for where you could purchase it. I'll read three short poems. This first one is called Bird Watching, and this was published in Crowder Quill in 2024. Okay, it's called Bird Watching. The older I get, the more I appreciate birds and the watching of them, which I always thought was for the lonely. And in a sense, it is, because it's for anyone who's lost something to the sky. The second one I wrote pretty recently. I don't usually write poems with, trigger warnings, or for poems that I think deserve trigger warnings, but I guess if any of my poems do require a trigger warning, it might be this one. But it's meant to be humorous stuff, I'll say. Um, but this one is called Too Pretty for Prison. My mother has told me on many an occasion I'm too pretty for prison. I assume by that she means rape, which is an effective way to get your kid to behave. The threat of being raped. I'm 36 now, and I've never been incarcerated, let alone arrested. Therefore, I've never been raped. And I only got detention a handful of times in school, mostly for coming too late inside Sister Mary Kate. And we're gonna switch gears a little bit. So this is from my book, front to back, published by PGN Publishing, edited, co-edited by Finn Bell, forward by yours truly, Elemen2al. So gracious. Thank you. So this poem I'm going to read from there is called Story of a Bumblebee. Our daughter held up her hands like they were a book and asked us to tell her a story. That evening, my palms opened to the beginning. I agonized over the chaos of the scrawled lines until they began to kick, as if my attention sewn into each the pangs of an endless heartbeat. And before I was ready, letters started to crown, minefields of O's and U's that made me sound like a flat line. Then the freewheeling bipeds tiptoed into town, the scaffolded summits of A's, the white-knuckled crosswalks of H's, the brief crisscrossing X's that flashed like a camera before a tumble, followed by the obstinate majority, deigning us only a profile view, the B's, C's, and D's to name a few, whole starry ribbons of perfectly shattered sentences unfurled across pages curled, like two cupped hands encouraging a bumblebee to linger a bit longer. Thank you.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Rich Glinnen.
Woo! Great job.
Yeah, what I like about your poems so much, Rich, is that, they're really focused things. And they kind of remind me of like in visual art, a still life. Your poems aren't about putting objects on a table, but it's like you really focus in on just a kind of handful of elements, and then you arrange them in these kind of tableaus for the listener's consideration. And that's a very, in a sense, it's a very meditative exercise, both as a writer and for a listener. And I've always felt that, you know, I'm going to take shit from people about this, I'm sure, but I've always felt essentially poetry is a meditative kind of exercise at its base. And you really stick to that with your poems with an incredible consistency.
Thank you. I love that.
Thank you. Meditative. I dig that. I dig that. I was talking about meditation earlier today. I dig that. I dig that. Rich, and this is why I said it should be a ride along, with a newborn, because you just write from a very real place, right? You're not like, oh, I saw this on television, let me write about it, right? You're writing it from such a place of not just experience, but of real love happening in front of you, right? And everyone doesn't always have that experience, right? Some people write about pain, some people write about tragedy, some people write about love, right? Relationship type love. But when you start writing about being a dad, it's almost unfair, man, because you do it so well. Like it really, really just, like, first of all, you said the older I get in bird watching, and I think as we all get older, we start to see things a little bit different. Kind of like they say about athletes, the game starts to slow down a bit. I think as we get older, the world starts to slow down a bit, and we can see it a little bit better. Too pretty for prison? Like, stop it, man. Just stop it. That shit's just hilarious, dude. For real, for real. In Story of a Bumblebee is one of my favorite poems in the book. Just about how she's just an open book to you, and you just give yourself to each and every letter of the stories that you're reading, and that's just beautiful, man. Really. Thank you for being that kind of dad, for throwing yourself into the stories that you read to babies. Really, it's amazing, sir. Truly appreciate you. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, yo, this next artist, like she really is like a billboard for finding your voice, right? Of how to transform a whisper into a roar. I love how she writes her work. I love how she presents it. She's just amazing, and I look forward to everything that she has to share with us. The one and only Sam Harty in the building. Come on, Sam, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Hey everyone, I hope everybody's doing great. First one I'm going to read is, it's not really a poem, it's a stream of consciousness. Someone made the prompt the other day. The prompt was, how are you feeling right now? So I did a stream of consciousness about how I was feeling. No title. Let's see, where is it? There it is. I'm scared. I think we're in deep shit. It all feels hopeless. I'll admit it. They gather in the White House, America's Christian leaders. They lay hands over the president, saying that the end is coming, praying for strength through war, not giving a care for the world's residents. The newest presidential portrait portrays him as Jesus, surrounded by his militaristic angels, bombs dropping in the air. I close my eyes and pray, God, are you still there? What will it take to stop this man? It's frightening that no one seems to have a plan. I feel helpless, nervous inside, stuck with no place to hide. He compared himself to be Jesus-like. I hope that alerts the Christian Reich. I don't know, so I write poetry, speak at open mics, hoping it's not too late. Maybe the world will still choose love over hate. And this next one is called Masks. They wear the mask of neighbor, the mask of friend, a handshaking grin for the camera lens. They kiss babies, cut ribbons, promise change, but the mask is cheap paint, cracking to reveal their true rage. Strip it away, and the white sheet shows. History's ghosts, parading as leaders, trying to seal our fate, smiling as they legislate hate. They wear the mask of patriot, waving flags while they cage the poor, starve the sick, and bow to the highest bidder. They wear the mask of justice, but the scales tilt heavy with profits and blood. And we are told to salute, to obey, to trust the mask above the skin. But masks burn easy, and faces once revealed cannot hide again. And my last one is called Fire. It's not enough to speak your truth, but to express with comprehension. You don't have to understand why the world is burning, but have an idea of who is lighting the matches. What is fueling the fire? If everyone cried tears for the injustices, poverty, sickness, racism, greed, using the tools of empathy, caring, compassion, consideration, we could put out the fire. Thank you.
Wow. That come on, y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Sam Harty.
Nice work, Sam. Nice work. Thank you.
Yeah, those second two poems I really got into, and they kind of made me sit up really, because they were like these warnings, almost like these kind of auguries where, in ancient times you'd have somebody, split open a fruit and read it, and, it could be kind of a prophecy. those two poems were kind of in that sort of tradition. And they were a lot more pointed, I think, in some ways than some of the other poems you do that are more sort of illustrations of personal experiences that may carry somewhat similar messages to these two poems. But here you're just kind of speaking directly to these in these very sort of, take notice, these exercises in demystifying what we're confronted with. And, I think your poetic powers are particularly suited to that kind of poetic endeavor. And that's why these poems came off so strongly.
For sure, for sure. You when you decide that you're gonna write something, it always just like has these legs to stand on. It's almost like a crane that's building a building, you know? And so I'm thankful that you're always so confident when you approach writing, right? Even though you said in your first poem, how you're feeling right now, I am scared. And that even just that takes courage just to say that, right? You said the end is coming, praying for strength through war. And this cat depicted itself as Jesus? What? Okay. 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 And in the masks, you said a handshaking grin for the camera lens. I really, really love that. Strip it away and the white sheet shows. Come on. They wear the mask of patriot, right? They want you to trust the mask above the skin. How you approach it, again, it's just really, really amazing. How you have found this voice and you're just like finding new ways to use it. And it's just really, really amazing, Sam. Thank you for doing what you do and continuing to share it with us. We really appreciate it. All right, let's keep it going. 3 more, then we'll go to halftime. Coming up next, this artist has come through, man, and she is like, she's almost like a roulette wheel sometimes. Like you spin it and you don't know what number that you're gonna come across. You don't know what she's gonna get. She's gonna give you in her artistry, but you can believe it's gonna win. Somebody's gonna win, no matter what it lands on, because she is just that dope. The one and only Dre in the building. Come on, Dre, let these folks know where they can find you. It's great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Hey, y'all. I was on topic, but then no, I'm not. 45 minutes ago, my 12-year-old son walked through the front door. Pearls, sweat stuck in his eyes. He looks at the floor. Mama, there's a policeman outside. He followed me home. We were riding my dirt bike on the street. My son looks smaller than when he left, smaller than the boy who doesn't remember being a baby rear-facing car seat, singing with Prince during a traffic stop while his mother sat passenger, too light brown to sit beside a man too black to drive, to love me. Baby boy, kicking plump thighs, bare feet, keeping time, purple rain, purple rain. What does the brown mama say when the pink pig asks, what's a piece like you doing with someone like that? What words when they pull me out, hands everywhere? What does my man say when the pig laughs? Think I can find something in my pocket to poke her with? I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. I watched the love of my life, my everything, cry, his eyes holding mine, his mouth still sugar, whispering, I love you. I love you. I love you. Until I'm down face to pavement, wondering if I'd ever met the underside of our minivan, the road colder than expected, sun folding away, gravel imprinting my cheek like a pillowcase after a good sleep, nonsense dreams, waking up to hands, to bodies, to their smell everywhere. I only want to see you bathing in the purple rain. But me, I can take a punch. I can stomach invasion, call it routine, call it womanhood. Then I'm back to the seat, Prince on repeat, wondering at my jeans. Cold water for blood, baking soda, vinegar, if the stain refuses to forget. Rearview mirror, I see my love, my home on his stomach. The same body I mapped that morning, mouth from throat to navel, a promise to endure. But I cannot endure a system that needs him caged or leaking from holes my lips had just blessed. I cannot endure a world where breathing and blackness cannot exist at the same time. I never meant to cause you any pain. And that morning, sun returning, house asleep, his chest on mine, fingers threaded together, the weight of being held, the sound of his sighs, the only home I've ever known. I only want to see you underneath the purple rain. And still I would see that home face down, jeans at his knees, his favorite denim caught in the door of a numbered car, details screaming, coat. When they finished, he walked back alone, the stagger wrong, the body so familiar, but the step altered like a house after fire. I never meant to cause you any sorrow. He took the keys off the roof. His mother taught him how to make himself less dangerous than breath. He did everything right. I reached for him. He flinched. I don't want to get you dirty. We laughed at our bloody hands because what the fuck else do you do when the baby is in the back seat babbling and there aren't enough baby wipes in the world to clean the blood from knees, faces, from bodies meant for love, not evidence. We broke up 10 years ago, but he stayed my home and best friend. I think that day split us. 45 minutes ago, my 12-year-old son walked through the front door, his jaw sharper, a shadow above the darker. Time is sprinting toward him. Mama, there's a policeman outside. He followed me home. I tell him, raise your chin, square your shoulders, take up space. I ask him, are you okay? He followed me home. Mama, I'm sorry. No, don't you ever apologize for surviving. I walk outside, shake a pink hand, smile the practice smile of a light brown woman. I get a warning and a fucking wink. I come inside and vomit before the door can close. I go to the man who found me again. We hold, we break, we cry. I look at the ring he proposed with on fingers not covered in blood or shit. And I make another promise. I cannot protect you, but I will fight until I am gone. And then we make love loud, music louder. I only want to see you bathing in the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Oh.
I mean, come on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dre.
That was amazing. That was amazing. I'm so sorry your baby had to go through that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very devastating. Just hard to get my voice off the starting line at that. I mean, this was a poem about love rage, right? And how that empowers you to overcome, at least for now, like you were indicating, it may not last forever. Its capacity may not last forever. But again, I just really admire this poem had a lot of texture to it, right? And it was a little, it ranged from the present moment through this kind of emotional history, and you really kind of built that out for the listener in a way that was very bracing. and hard to listen to. But there was also such an urgency to it that it was captivating nonetheless. And those are just the observations I have about it. And I mean, the thing that really blasted me was this line where you said, call it routine, call it womanhood. And I think that summed up so much of the poem.
What really struck me, probably one of the most powerful the phrases is, don't you ever apologize for surviving. That is so strong, so loving, amazing. Just, it blew my mind. Thank you.
So the level of strength that it takes to write this poem, it's I want to say it's out of this world, because when you're staring at death in the flesh, and the first thing that comes to your mind is one of the greatest musicians ever, and how you tie this iconic piece of creativity to one of the worst situations that you can imagine, right? It is not easy. And I say this all the time. We have such a good time writing to themes and writing to prompts, but these are the poems that need to be written. They just happen to be the hardest to write. And even harder to live through, right? But then being able to translate them into artistry and then having the courage to share them, right? You said, what does a brown man say when a pink pig asks? Oh, shit. Oh. What are you doing with someone like this? Fuck. What are you doing in a place like this? That just hits home for me because I've dealt with that so many times. I lost count how many times I've been profiled. So when you say something like that and it's coming for a baby, and I know, right? He may be a teenager, he may be 20, 30, 40 years old, but he's still your baby. And when they come for your babies, oh, all you get is claws. That's it. So I appreciate the work that you put in on this poem. Number one, for surviving. Number two, for keeping it together long enough to tell your baby it's going to be all right, baby. And number three, being free enough to tell this story. Because another person might have went down in a blaze of glory talking to my baby like that. Just saying. And shout out the Prince reference. Just dope. Appreciate you for that, truly. All right. Let's keep it going. Two more, and we'll go to halftime. Coming up next, Jersey in the building. Our resident reggaeton artist is here. Love this dude when he comes through, man. His flow is so locked in. Whether he's doing it completely in Spanish or he's ripping it in English, the dude is on point, man. The one and only Brian Enciso is here. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Thanks, Elemental. Happy birthday as well. You can find me on Instagram on the name here. I'm going to try to get two in if I can. This first one, I performed before, but I finished it. I call it Kick to Drop. I've heard of it maybe, but I finished it. Remember those old Nike commercials, the ones with the dudes dribbling to the beat like a musical? Got in the sneaker craze back in the size when days back at school. You the shit if you rock the J's. Athletes in class, I thought it worked that way. Asked mama about the new pair for my birthday. She said sabo alguien who might have one in stock. The day came, so I tore into the shoebox, but instantly, shockingly, saw they were fakes, logo backwards, misprinted, brand name, wrong laces, and mom's grinning hard at the effort she made. While I'm stressing about class come Monday, cause I knew a kid who got bullied out of my school. Forgot his name, just heard he had the fake FUBUs. They never let let them forget it the whole year through. Meanwhile, I'm watching this go down, thinking how cruel. Come Monday, they added me, left their asses at me. Fortunately, I came off fatherly, but inside, the taunting was destroying me. If I only told Ma which shoes specifically. But we weren't wealthy, no option there. Last clean pair, no other choices for me to wear. Did the other kid have the same burden to bear? Shit, man, life for no reason could just be unfair. Tomorrow's still coming, no way to make it stop. All I can do is just wait for the other kick to drop. For the other kick to drop. Can't hit pause except when I listen to hip hop. All I can do is just wait for the other kick to drop. For the other kick to drop. And since then, I'd overthink every decision. Will never again get caught in that position. As a result, my mind was working overtime for a long stretch of time, and my mind agonized. Every possible consequence caught my mind's eye. First, second guess, third guess, fourth guess on rewind. Make good choices 100% of the time. If you choose wrong, that'll be the end of your life. So meet the right people, be at the right place, whether at the right time or at the right age. Looking for something to make the feelings go away. Unfortunately, no bud at aisle 8. With that amount of pressure going on daily, she was bound to lay the seeds of anxiety, always on my toes for when this shit goes sideways, or for my sanity strong enough to maintain a waiting game for the next tragedy. That'll hit me somewhere deep inside of me. Type of shit that'll make it hard to go to sleep. Great way to start the day after a night of grinded teeth. Tomorrow's still coming, no way to make it stop. All I could do is just wait for the other kick to drop. For the other kick to drop. Can't hit pause except when I listen to hip hop. All I can do is just wait for the other kick to drop. The other kick to drop. It's 2026. Everybody been feeling it. Is it just me? Many are questioning. Will I still have my bullshit job this time next week? How much more can I keep restarting the routine? Is a backyard no longer a possibility? Which would you choose? Your passion or groceries? Pick one. Feel complete or financial security? Isn't there a way for both to be achieved? Is there a way to break away from the sunken pit? Real question. Are you willing to fight for it? Go against the grade, ready to take on the hate. Be careful, you the next target for their tirade. Whatever you gotta do to keep quiet. The so-called rebels are fighting for the empire. Star Wars. These celebrities got us choosing sides and acting like the shit isn't on fire. All while knowing their fingers are on the red button to launch whatever will soon be raided upon. Whether a bomb or a new pair of kicks, who gives a fuck? Will you be ready when the next one eventually drops? Guess that's all the time I got.
Man, your life stories are fucking ridiculous, dude. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Brian Enciso.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice work. Very nice work. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That one is going to be in the EP that I'm releasing late May some point. So yeah, just had that one ready.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I wanted that poem to keep going because I was hoping there'd be a different ending in a way. But, it was this poem about the inevitability of insecurity, and that you had such a forceful way of conveying that in this poem. So I really, want to tell you how much I appreciate your ability to come forward with that vulnerability. I really got this sense of vulnerability from the poem and your ability to do that kind of self-disclosure. But it really made me want to hope that this poem would go on and have a better outcome in some way. But that's just reality, right? It is what it is, and it's just that, and that's what makes the poem so good.
I have to agree. On all fronts, I have to agree. Personally, I too was hoping that the poem ended with the kicks maybe not being authentic, but still good enough to kick somebody's ass with. You know what I mean? But shout out moms for doing the best that they can with what they got. Right? Shout out the parents who hear their kids and do everything they can to try to make their dreams come true. Right? I love this poem. Really. When you tore open the box and you saw they were a fake, right? The kid at school with the fake FUBUs and they never let him forget it, right? But inside the taunting was killing me, right? Tomorrow's still coming. Tomorrow's still coming, right? Can't hit pause other than when I listen to hip hop. Let me tell you, man. Hip hop is a savior. For real. Music, creativity, art, it's a savior. Speaking of hip hop, rest in peace, Africa Bambaataa. Died recently. For those of you who don't know who Bam is, make sure you look into him. Amazing work, Brian. Truly, I appreciate all the work that you do. Make sure when that EP drops, you bring it so I can get myself a copy, man. For real. And I got to get it from you because I want my sign, man. For real. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for what you do. All right, one more, and we will go to halftime. Coming up next, yo, this artist right here, she's pretty ridiculous with it. I've had the chance of seeing her rock out on multiple stages. She has a propensity to find herself on final stage at poetry competitions. She is a real writer's poet. She is a facilitator of workshops. She is a open mic host. And she's just dope at what she does. And she's really like this in person too. Had a chance to run into her at a poetry event. This artist is just all kinds of incredible. I love what she does and how she does it. I tell her, you always know when you get one of her poems because they are undeniable. The one and only LadyK in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Hi, everybody. First of all, I said I was going to do this, so 1 minute. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hope you have a fantastic day. So, I think you said this once before. I do like to sit in metaphors. So pretty much anything I do probably is gonna have a metaphor type of theme to it. So I'm gonna do this piece, and it's called Intersection. And it's a newish piece that I've been working on for a while. I don't have to be standing still at every intersection to know what it feels like to idle. Engine humming, watching a red light linger longer for bodies like mine. I have memorized the language of street signs. Stop when my tone is too direct, yield when my confidence takes up space, merge into something smaller. One way is the only way acceptable for my body. I'm a Black woman plus size of a certain age, which means I was raised at four-way stops where everybody else decided when I could move. Red light, too loud, yellow, too much, green, only if I shrink. Marginalization is a traffic pattern, and I learned early how to read detours before I hit them, but my zip code is not the only neighborhood with barricades. I don't wear every identity like a name tag pressed to my chest. My body doesn't carry every label like they like to debate, but I know what it is to be questioned at the border of your own existence, to be treated like a detour, like you don't quite belong in the lane you were born in. To have your life flagged as unfamiliar terrain, rerouted for someone else's comfort, recalculating as if your existence is a wrong turn society is desperate to correct. And somewhere in all of this, we keep reducing humanity to bedrooms. Like solidarity is seduction, like defending your right to exist must mean I want access to your body. No, I don't have to be trying to sleep with you, share your closet, or mirror your desire to recognize that you deserve to live without being turned into someone else's moral panic. This is not spectacle, not deviance. This is human beings trying to breathe without being dissected. Respect is not foreplay. Dignity is not desire. Standing beside someone does not mean I'm trying to stand inside them. It is bigger than that. There was a time I mistook distance for neutrality. stayed in the carpool lane out of the way, cruising past conflict like it wasn't my exit. Forgetting HOV means two or more, forgetting it also means humans over violence. Forgetting I cannot move freely through my own rush hour if I leave other bodies stalled on the shoulder, as if injustice respects lane markers, as if harm checks ID before it spreads, but silence is still a direction. And I decided I would not keep driving past someone else's red light just because mine was green. Liberation is not a toll road. There is no quota on green lights. You don't lose your right of way because someone else gets to move forward too. Empathy does not require identical coordinates. I don't have to live at your intersection to recognize when your light has been red for far too long. I don't understand everything, but I understand enough to know that dignity is not something you checkpoint. Sometimes I ask questions. Sometimes I listen. Sometimes I accept that comprehension is not a prerequisite for respect. Marginalization taught me how to recognize roadblocks even when they're written in a language I don't speak fluently, and I refuse to become the flashing yellow that warns people away from humanity. Stop asking me to choose lanes. Stop acting like solidarity requires identical desire if your people are fighting to breathe their mind too, because I know what it is to inhale carefully in a world that would rather issue citations for merely existing. I will not be the fork in the road where compassion goes to die. I may not stand at every intersection, but I will never run a red light through someone else's humanity. I refuse to be another body that makes it safely home while somebody else gets left at the light.
Well, come on with your too fast and too furious ass then. Unmute yourself, give it up for LadyK.
Woo!
Hey,
That was
That
an
was
amazing.
so good.
Yeah.
So good. Just, thanks. Sorry, Paul, but that was
No,
so
go ahead.
fucking good. Really fucking good. Thank you. I needed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say that was this crazy, wonderful tight wire act of a poem about, there's so much going on there, public expectation. But to me, what's so brilliant is this fact that, without saying it explicitly, the whole metaphor is how traffic control is social control, just like these prescribed social rules and privileges that are attached to a person's body type are as much a type of social control. And it's just so organically compatible in your poetry, your poetic metaphorizing of it, as I can say that. And one of the lines that really got to me was, this about being turned into another person's moral panic. You are just an incredible poet with the way you control these metaphors. And I think you just have this kind of instinctual talent for sussing out how something could be so compatible as a metaphor as, traffic control and these controls that are imposed upon people just because of their body type. You
Yeah, I
gotta
was
keep.
very nervous to do this poem. Not with y'all, but like just in general to write it because to be an ally, but to step into a lane that isn't yours. I'm a woman of a certain age where we had to learn a lot of these things, and it wasn't something that came natural. But it was important to me if I'm gonna be an ally to find like the right way to approach this topic. And so this is what I came up with.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's, I really appreciate you making this point about having a level of sensitivity when you want to speak and deal with, conflicts that may not be totally your own. They're shared conflicts. And to do that in a way that's going to encompass the sensibilities and sensitivities of the other people who share the same predicament is a responsibility for a poet, and you voice that so what clearly. And it's a it's a difficult thing to be able to take these risks, and that's really what you're doing. And I just want to say, that's what makes you so at home at the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, because this is a place to come for people who do have confrontational, challenging, and risk-taking and provocative poetry. You hear it from every voice here every week, and it really is upholding the mission of the cafe. That's why I say you just got to keep coming here, LadyK.
Thank you.
Like, you just bodied the whole lane. Like, and again, like I said, with your Too Fast and Too Furious, like, I really, really dig how you just extended it. You extended this metaphor for all lanes of traffic, right? Like, you just taking up the whole damn freeway here, right? But in the best of ways. Like, come on. Like, you said you don't quite belong in the lane you were born in. Your existence in a wrong lane society. I mistook distance for neutrality. Respect is not foreplay. The HOV lane line, though. Damn it. The humans over violence? Okay. All right. Injustice respects lane markers. Liberation is not a toll road. Comprehension is not a prerequisite for respect. That's just, honestly, this poem is kind of where the rubber meets the road. And you better know what it is before you get behind the wheel, because that's really, 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 really a dope piece. Appreciate you, LadyK. Is that new shit? Or is that... Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. She just be out here flexing. Appreciate you, LadyK, for all that you do and continuing to come through and share with us. Thank you. Thank you for the song. I appreciate you, truly. All right. We have reached halftime, folks. We're going to take about a 5-minute break for everyone to stretch their legs, refresh whatever it is that you're sipping on. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us in the first half. The second half has got some amazing folks still to come, so stay tuned. But real quick, before we jump to halftime, I have to say happy birthday to Auntie April. Appreciate you for coming through. Like, she just has one of the dopest birthdays in the world. You know what I mean? Just saying, though. Appreciate you for coming through, Auntie April. Listen, it's been a great night so far. Of course there is. Of course. We will see y'all back in about 5 minutes. All right? Stay tuned, folks. Let's get to this. We will be right back. Good evening. And thank you for tuning in to the online open mic with the greatest community in the world. Week after week, you keep this flame of artistry burning with a light that transcends time, distance, and borders. Now, welcome to the Halftime Report. I am your correspondent. My name is Elemen2al, bringing you the latest news and upcoming events, proudly presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and as always, keep creating. The New Eurekan Bowery Slam, happening every Monday at the Bowery Poetry Club in New York City, hosted by Luna Rosa and Jay Rose. Winner receives a $20 cash prize and a chance to compete in the final Friday Slam. Occurring on the last Friday of the month at the Lower East Side Center at 7 p.m. Hosted by Matthew Mattox and Paul Conqueso. Winners from the New Eurekan Bowery Slam compete against each other for a $100 cash prize and a chance to compete in our annual Grand Slam. Plus, there's a Twilight Hour open mic hosted by Cap Come Through and The Score. For more details on the Slam season, including rules, winners, and current year scoreboard, go to newurekan.org/slam. Our open mics at the Lower East Side and Center are all kinds of incredible. The venue records high-quality audio and video of all performances, and they are live streamed to the Lower East Siders and New Eurekan YouTube channels. All except our first Wednesday of every month, we have Women's Orator Wednesday, aka WOW, hosted by 2024 Grand Slam champion Somebody's Mama. The remaining Wednesdays of the month, we have the New Eurekan Open Mic, hosted by Brian Acosta Aria, aka Brian the Motel Guy. Make sure you plug in. It is going to be something special. Our online programs, which are absolutely free, include the online open mic hosted by yours truly, weekly on Thursdays via Zoom and live stream on YouTube. All styles are welcome. Every artist has 4 minutes to rock with new themes every week. The Slam Workshop, happening on the second Tuesday of every month via Zoom, hosted by the National Youth Poet Laureate Stephanie Pacheco. When you sharpen your craft, you sharpen your performance. Make sure you plug in. There are many other in-person and online events coming up. For info and tickets of all the programming, you can go to newurekan.org/calendar. Our social media and website and other links, including how to sign up for the mailing list, you go to our Linktree/New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Visit our YouTube channel to catch past live streams of online and Lower East Side Center open mics, beatniks, and special events at Battery Park City, Poetry House, and NJ Pack. The New Eurekan Poets Cafe is a non-profit 501c3 organization based in New York City on the Lower East Side. Ticket sales and grants don't cover all of our programs and operations expenses. So here are ways that you can help support us in our mission to continue with moving poetry forward. Our merchandise, shirts, hats, and tote bags available for purchase at our New Yo table and in-person events, or go to newurekan.org/merch. Spring and summer collection coming soon. Also, check out and subscribe to our Patreon site. Gain access to video recordings of in-person events not available online for the public. Go to patreon.com/New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Special thanks to our tech team, our programs and operations team, all of our hosts, our executive director, and all our sponsors for helping us to continue to move our artwork forward. We appreciate you for all your continued support, helping us to keep the spirit of artistry and inspiration of poetry alive and moving forward through the spirit of our founder. Brought to you by Elemen2al Vision Works, inspiring change through passionate poetry and creative production.
Your energy and passion truly make this community something special. Thank you for all your artistry and your genius. Truly can't thank you enough.
We appreciate you. Now, back to the show. Peace. Oh, yeah, back in the building. So, we're going to get to this second half, and we're going to start it off with someone who's absolutely incredible all the way across the pond where it's wicked late. But this gentleman happens to be the most eloquent writer in the world. I like to say that this gentleman and Love have a thing going on like Billy Paul and Mrs. Jones, a la Dr. Love himself, the one and only lantern carrier in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, brother. Please, take it away.
In the reservoir of my tears lies the agony of my longing. My heart is in searing pain. My stomach burns from the bitter fruits of life like lemons. My emotions weep from the weight of expectations. Locked in the twin remorse of pain and sorrow, I search within for days and nights, fear steeped within my shallow breath like a pungent smell. I was enmeshed in darkness, unable to see your wondrous smile. I played with the pendulums of love and hate, my heart scorched in seeking a peace, constantly evading my spirit. The pain in my soul was 1,000 scrolls of anguish, me reeling from the weight of dead elephants and shadows. I was an ice seller, with only the chill for comfort. Today I cherish you with life itself, but you are my life. So what can I give to you? Hold me in your loving embrace and make me yours. By looking o'er at the butterflies, the lustrous dawn that spreads your peace, my heart's music whispers your name, my soul dances the lute divine. I walked in the scent of orchids, chatting with lilac lavenders. My queen, I would love to do the impossible. Still the miracle of sunsets, paint your exquisite beauty like Da Vinci's Mona, because I'm so much in love. Lily of lilies, so white and pure, garner a portrait of love inside my heart, and let the breeze carry my agony of longing to your abode of bliss sublime. My tears flow like bubbling fountains, making their way across reservoirs and Iguazu falls. I am your priceless lotus, waiting to unfurl, still lost in the aroma of my dreams, yearning for your arrival. My heart hungers for the celestial music deep within your orchestral paradise. The lute of my cadences resonates, my soul droning symphonies like bees, whispering to begonias in bloom. Only you, my beloved, only you. All else is meaningless to me, save the love eternal. Like a sweet wine of ecstasy, my heart embraces this vision. Last night I sat in solitude, drunk with the vista and perennial rhapsody of heaven. The stars were so beautiful. I saw the silvery moon as if dancing in my wine chalice, bringing solace to the inner fire of my longing. Now I bathe in the sunlight of the joy of daybreak. Roses are exquisite in the hands of a bride at a wedding ceremony, but you are my only flower, and your roots bud, bloom, and blossom are superior to all. I hear you calling, come, let us dance within the sweet fire of the mystic sun. Today my golden heart is banqueting in a paragon of joy. Let your soul bud sings in this festival of supernal light. Kiss the folds of my beauty and merge in me. No river can compare to the vast ocean of life. No desires can match the peerless state of your eternal music. You are my vast infinite ocean of delight, the sweet flames of a flawless alchemy of the love eternal. The Lantern Carrier, thank you.
The lantern carrier lights the universe. Like, come on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Yo, Lantern, that was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was a little disconcerted with the first section of the poem because it was so much about anguish, just the first, one of the first lines about, the reservoir of my tears. But then, you really got into the rest of the poem, and really what I was hearing was, salvation may be in the beloved. And this poem really
the agony for something higher,
Yeah. And I think the point I got to, and I think this is true of a lot of your poems, but, was the point of the ecstatic, really, like you just said, the point of getting to something higher, which is the goal of so many spiritualities. And it's one of the kind of enduring counsels you bring to us all here that I think everybody so much appreciates, Lantern.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the way that you use language, sir. I think you're the only person I know that uses the word supernal. But the way that you magnify love, it truly is a lesson in embracing not just a feeling, but becoming, right? You just have such a way of saying not just how you feel, but how you want someone to ensure that you feel, right? You said, my heart's music whispers your name. Only you, my beloved. Only you. And I've said this before, Lantern. You gotta be careful, sir. You can't just say that shit to everybody. I'm telling you, you're gonna have folks falling in love with you all over the world, sir. You gotta be careful saying stuff like that, man. Those are loaded weapons, my good man. For real. Excellent work as always, Lantern. Thank you so very much for always leaning into your work the way that you do. You're amazing. Thank you. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, yo, this artist, like I truly dig when she comes through. She has such a way of writing her slice of life, and it just jumps out at you. Right? Last week, she had community members crying by connecting with her work. Right? She said, I didn't say no, so I must have asked for it. I didn't say yes, so I must have asked for it. I didn't say anything, so I must have asked for it. Let me tell you, we are asking for all of your creative genius this week and every week that you come to share with us. It's absolutely amazing to see you as always. The one and only Maanya in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you. Please, take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm having a couple of internet connection issues, so I'm sorry if my feed cuts in and out. You can find me at the Dabbler's Diaries on Instagram and YouTube. And also, happy birthday, Elemental in April. So these two poems are on the shorter side. They're also from prompts, so it's a little outside my wheelhouse. The first one is about seeing running into your younger self. I ran into someone half my age today. She had long black hair pulled into a side braid. She walked the same way I do, heel to toe, but sometimes switching toe to heel. Even though we did not speak, her maturity radiated through her body, but I recognized the stiff posture. Her smile showed crooked teeth that loved the taste of chicken. If I could guess, she would love my father's barbecue. Her nails long, fingertips pressed with calluses. Guitar? No, violin. My fingertips still aching in the same place. As she passed by me, I caught a whiff of my mother's perfume that I had lived in for 18 years and wished I could bury my head into her chest. I almost turned back, and then her eyes. Her eyes were the same ones I meet in the mirror every day. The second poem is, the prompt was Your Ideal Summer, but I kind of took it in a different direction, so it's not really that anymore. The sun beats down. Her thigh presses into mine uncomfortably, beads of sweat starting to travel down my thigh. We make eye contact. She leans in. Oh God, is this it? Hey, can you move over? Oh, right. She's a stranger. But I know this summer I will have my last first kiss, surrounded by the sweet petrichor as the rain kisses the earth. The gentle breeze will whisper love letters disguised as birds' song as the sun wakes up. And the flowers, oh, the flowers, will all bloom at the same time. Even though they've been half open for weeks, I'll notice them just in time before they wilt. The drops of ice cream on concrete, watching him and me laugh as we get it on our upper lips before they evaporate and join the water and the clouds. The blackness of dirt showing through my fingernails as we lay together under the stars, picking grass before the grass turns brown and joins the worms. The whiteness of paper reflecting off my retinas, my irises darting back and forth, trying to imprint the love in my brain. I don't know what will happen after the summer, but I know it'll be full of love. Thank you.
Just incredible. Mute yourself. Give it up for Maanya. Wow.
Well, I have to say that first piece shared all of it, especially as it being the tribute and connection to your mom. You know, I can damn, I can still smell my mom's perfume as well. So I'm gonna leave it there before I start crying about other memories. Thank you, baby.
I really liked how both these poems were set up and how you carried them out. And they had these kind of very classic and supremely effective things going on, because both these poems relied on a setup of really detailed, but not long descriptions, right? You just start listing these observations, these descriptive observations, and then you voice at a certain point a kind of recognition that occurs within you because of these perceptions. And then the poems end with a revelation. And it sounds really simple, but it's not all that easy to pull off because the revelation is a thing that truly has to be a revelation. It's a turn in the poem that really poeticizes, activates the whole piece. And you have this down so tight. Both these poems were just a real delight to experience. And I do want to say it's been a pleasure to hear you speak your poems live at the Wednesday night Lois Sida Center reading too.
It's been great to see you too, Paul.
Gosh, I love this community. I really do. I really do. Like for real. Like this is why I say this is the greatest community in the world, right? When we get a chance to finally connect with each other IRL, it's not like this awkward hi, my name is what? My name is it's really this community is really built on organic feelings and commitment and community. Like really. Like when I say I love y'all, like I really mean that, because y'all have been saving my life for years. Maanya, this poem, these poems, and I really love how, again, your slice of life poems are just, they're so uniquely beautiful. You said her eyes are the ones I meet in the mirror every morning, and I love that fact. Like just the approach of talking to a younger you or talking to a younger version of someone, right? It's hard. Like I feel you on that. I look in the mirror every day and I see my father. Like, damn, dude. Like, really? like now I understand why your voice did those things and you made these sounds and like your face contorted. Like, gosh, man. So it's not easy to embrace those things, right? But owning them is who we are. In your second poem, you said, this summer I will have my last first kiss. That's what like diary entries are made of. That's what love songs are written from. Are lines like that. Hold on to that. Very, very beautiful sentiment. Great work as always, Maanya. All right, let's keep it going. All right, coming up next, this gentleman, a true warrior in the true sense. The way that this gentleman handles words, the way that he puts them together, he's like an architect meets a watchmaker, and he makes them just turn and go and just he's just magnificent with what he does. He is an author, a playwright, a pushcart nominee, and just one of the dopest people in the world. The one and only Norm Mathematics in the building. Come on, Math, let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Wow, thank you so much for the introduction. I almost didn't make it this evening. Traveling and losing time. But here we go. I got these two pieces, and I love the themes that you direct us through because they are right in my wheelhouse. I got this one right here. Adjustments made. Reconfiguring, regaining, re-envisioning my life. Reorienting some core stuff has trajectories looking different than rainbows I had planned. Plans written on waterproof paper. Original sketches disappear in running waters. So many years after trauma of cancer spilled all over life plans, I'm navigating instead of living underwater. Moving forward, rising, forever rising, out of heat, out of flames. Gonna continue the phoenix metaphor in my management of chaos. External and internal. Halfway through this evolution, life lives me into the next layer, a surface like thin skin, vulnerable to the whims of climate change. Droughts desiccate tender to brittle. Floods drown dreams under unexpected downpours. Hopes churn to mud. A core that expands undercover, unseen, unnoticed by wondering minds. Question what's different? Subtle shifts, external nurtures, internal natures grow awareness beyond conscious intentions. Next piece. No title here. Until I realized I am surrounded by Pueblo, community, and my ancestors, I used to wear fear like cologne. Smell me from across the room, feet mired in what if rabbit holes. No grace, hiding in plain sight, looking for new ways to make up excuses, to be invisible, to be uninvited, to not go, to deny myself, to be unworthy, to be incomplete, where I am all there is. A triumph over my mind and media. No parts missing. I am as whole as the totality of the universes. 7 bridges connect me to our humanity. We are one. I am as present as the sound and its echo. I am air I can breathe. Peace.
That cat said, I am air I can breathe. God, unmute yourself. Give it up for the maestro.
Maestro, that was really deep, and I really appreciate your work. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, I was so relieved to see you turn up, Norm. Thanks for making it here. I don't know how many times, I guess every time you're here is really kind of an extraordinary effort, and I so truly appreciate those efforts you make to be here with us. I can't express this adequately, but I'll just leave it at that. I heard these 2 poems were just so instructive to me about emotional liberation, right? The first poem was just so graphically there about it. Life lives me into the next layer. And how the poem ends, where you said something about understanding beyond consciousness, or something like to that effect. And I'm always into that. I try to promote this idea and way of being a lot because we always try to over-explain. We assume everything we can explain and we feel maladapted if we can't. But so much of existence brings an understanding to us we can only apprehend simply by our feelings and emotions. And you really brought that to me in both these poems, really. I was going to reiterate the line you ended the second poem on, that elemental, voiced also, I'm air, I can breathe. I mean, that's just totally about emotional liberation. And again, I come here to what I like and what I thrive on hearing from Norm is this kind of instructive element you bring to your poetry that comes from a place, I'm not traveling through, but it helps inform me of things I might expect.
That part.
You're one of the most emotion invoking poets that I know. Because your artistry always seems to come from such a real place. Like, it's textural and it just jumps out. But you always have this really, really controlled delivery. It's just really, really smooth, man, like a hot toddy. Just like it'll mess you up if you're not careful, but it's so warm. It tastes so good. It's so Norm. It tastes so good. You know what I mean? But man, right? External nurtures, internal natures. Right? In the second poem, you said, looking for new ways to become invisible. I am as whole as the totality of the universe. Man, that shows your connection to everything. Right? I appreciate that for all that you do, sir, for taking the time to be so dedicated to this craft. Love your work. Please continue to do just that. All right. We have, let's see, 5 more on the guaranteed list and Auntie April on the good luck round. Coming up next, you have heard his commentary throughout the evening. This gentleman is he is the enigma, not an enigma. He is the enigma. The only artist that I know that is published in the Aloud anthology from the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. A true Lower East Sider, our resident Gilgamesh, the one and only Paul Skiff in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, Jedi Master. Please, take it away.
Yeah, thanks. I'm just do this poem it was written for a reading series called Verbal Abuse. And if you want to key into what that was about, I put some information in the chat. It took place at a club called Mother Jackie 60 all during the 1990s. It does go into the harsh zone. So if you don't like that, time to mute. And it's 7 minutes long, so I'm just going to go until the buzzer. The power plant is the sky whose sunlight burns in a 60-watt bulb. The dumpster dive is a pilgrimage to the reincarnated eternity of use. The need of the junkie is the border over which stupor is allowed to be smuggled. The pit bull is the ambulance in which fear rides to protection. The pussy hunger of the businessman is the stage on which naked bodies are danced out. The plead of the beggar is a prediction of the future economy drops in a cup. The insensitivity of the corporate nun is a natural resource extracted by the company. The indifference of the landlord is a small room with no running hot water where the calluses of the profit margin live. The glamour of the movie set is slumber where reputation dreams. It is a secret wish naked in a crowd of microphones. The soul of the entertainer is a midget dog, yammering bland pronouncements of the most diverting, mediocre salvation. The pride of the casual insult is the broken elevator of advantage in which insignificance presses the button to a wrong floor. The intersection crosses preference of choice where all direction is decided in advance. The ticket seller is the mouth of all cheers. The technical difficulty is the fetus of time before it answers identity with a face. The height of the office tower is boredom of ambition with only thin air as a place to go. The self-advertising tycoon is the penny whose shallow face is dented with transactions. These elementary truths are how warm rain soaks the skin. In nostrils scrounge remnants of the scent from the orifice that has evicted you from bliss. Look forward only to abrupt termination. In between is the junk heap of more than 10,000 years of mistaken priorities. Even to breathe is to be deluded by the false imperatives. The history of the world fades magnificence off the moment of achievement. The violence of life bangs like a gavel in the courtroom of seasons. The deadbolt lock is the filthy habit privacy keeps to itself. The shadow under the car makes stillness a destination of speed. The dictator of ship of love is the bruised face stared at by the lonely. The humiliation of dignity embarrasses laughter with a crowd of tortured mouths. The encounter with the flat screen is a trip into the swindles of light until you joyously hurl yourself upon the depredations of fate. You will never know anguish means nothing. Turnable page, disconnected electricity, temptation of the key. The dildo is the stiff with matriarchal firmness, mothering mutual pleasure. The passivity of the abused is offered to inferiority for the asking. The orgasm shivers arteries, climaxing in passion's epilepsy. The gush, the gush, the gush. The gush of the sated vulva is thank you, elixir kissed back into the provocation's mouth. The angel assaults tribulation into consenting surrender, tied by salvation to the bedstead of confessions. The deflowered virgin is the naked past of one time only, fled from by innocence. The joyous yelling tongue is the grateful clitoris burst from its labial pleasure. And I think I'll end there. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul. Skiff.
Great spot to end it, by the way. Great spot to end it.
Right.
Hey, wow. Paul, I wrote this already in the chat, but man, you were coming so fast. I got the beginning of one metaphor, one word, and then you was off to the next one, and then the next one, and I'm saying, you know what? Pay attention, fool. Just pay attention.
I
Listen,
always try to
because
write down
it's
my
all there.
favorite lines. Yeah, and it's
There
just
you
like
go. You got me.
then I let it go and I say I'm just gonna be here and listen and watch it later because what the fuck, so good. But thank you for oh my god, damn.
As I said, folks, he is the enigma, right? Not an enigma. He is the enigma. I always say, you know what I mean? Where do you get your downloads from? Right? It's kind of like, for those who partake in the herbal essence, right? when someone passes you something and it just like hits your lungs in, like, God damn, where did you get this from? Right? And it's like, I don't know if I really want something less strong though, but your work is so concentrated, right? It's not watered down, it's not stepped on. It is the pure, unadulterated funk. For real. Like it was downloaded from the mothership, man. And I really, really appreciate that so very much. He mentioned the dumpster dive, naked in a crowd of microphones, the broken elevator of advantage, the ticket seller is the mouth of all cheers, evicted you from bliss, the violence of life bangs in the courtroom, like a crowd of tortured mouths, anguish means nothing. Like, where do you get this? Where? Like, oh man. But you're always inspiring, and I can't thank you enough for that. Like every time I hear you, you inspire me to write more. It's like, I'm not going far enough. I'm not writing strong enough. I'm breathing too much. Like more. I need just man. Thank you so very much for staying so dedicated, so very dedicated to what you do. It is really, really inspiring, Jedi Master. Thank you. And for making Thursday a priority, man. I really can't thank you enough for that either. All right, 4 more. 5 more total. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, from one coast to the other, all the way in the Pacific Northwest, this cat has come through with his rock cocaine flow, and I look forward to what he's got to rip each and every time he comes through. The one and only is White in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
We'll just call this poem Money, Money, Money Fog. I realize I don't get it. It's wisdom, I know nothing. Birth springs an old skeptic, death autumn homecoming. I won't let it go. It's that the ending seems so sudden. My imagery so vivid, a river with flows rushing. Delivery born cunning, sinking, lost ghost sunken. My hidden soul slow drifting, every kiss skull crushing. Spiritually so empty, symphonies, hope, sung, cleansed, singing invoked from me, memories notes strumming. Dark subjects aren't funny, but I grin with a dull grimace, cynical pulse numbing. Miracles won't touch me, hot sunbeam, cold-blooded, hunger for more money. There's things that I won't finish, but I'm ready when God wants me. A vector to clutch one speed, trajectory rushed fully. Forever's a whole minute, never lived what's once been. Clock ticks between talk, mumble, cuss as time goes running. Motherfuckers act pissed off to feel we control something. I see Seattle fog, it's like a character itself, and in that very act of God will build hysteria in doubt. 11th hour, 12 around, I'm bound to seconds that won't count. We fear the signs, too trout of Pisces, sees Aquarius can drown. I'll still tear a dollar bill and kill to spend it on my filth. Pure theft of clarity, truth melts. I hope to hell my help is found. But I'm married to my wealth, my frame of reference at a tilt, a pillaged area to pierce my skin and everywhere it's felt. I ain't sparked a nice blunt in over a decade. It's like the quicker I find funds, rent slower to get paid, affordable bills late, cheese great, shave dimes, pinch pennies and long grinds, nickels pay shit wage. Broke promise in my palm, a grocery list waived on fair trades, direct aid, the moments we can't save, resources spent, still drained, date bank accounts, gold laid, economies constrained, stock markets where debts made, yet life goals don't take less. I hold in love dreams gave. They say the dollar just makes sense. Deep water, our sail wrecks. The octopus apex, fake lighthouse, replaying faults in the same mess, devote life to dig graves, no rose plants where streets paved, no poems, just our sins weighed, our heart's blood in red shade, grenade banging foreplay, wars in unhinged blade, flamethrowers and shotguns, lonely in air rays, nostalgia that wants love, photos that still fade. Life's bullshit feels lethal, a nuisance mosquito that eats ego's genius. It's bruised incognito, delusions extreme, but my ethereal is ether, the prequel, no sequel, ingest pills, placebo, cerebral libido. I do what the sheep do, the system, this eco, amoebas, aminos, the universe wrinkles. There's proof in neutrinos, my ethos, a native with prayers on an eagle. I'm seen as unequal, inferior, weak, so I'm built to just give in, produce new casinos. Don't ruin my tuxedo, my smooth cappuccino. Seattle fog, it obscures things that we know. Jealousy and money, the root of all evil, turning beautiful people truly deceitful. Thank you.
Told y'all. I told y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Is White.
That was really dope. That was the casino. Just ouch, but really, really dope. The beat and the ouch together. Thank you. Awesome as always.
Yeah, I really love the moderate pace at with which you brought this across, because it was at once kind of indulging the listener, but also making you vulnerable to hearing everything you had to say, because it came across with just enough timing to give each line a little bit of a ponder. And I really dig this kind of theme under it. What organizes this poem is, the whole universe of vulnerabilities. You kind of summed it up in that one line, that sort of the everyday bullshit is lethal, and ain't it the truth, right? And I thought I was really getting punched out by this whole poem. And then the last third is like you came around the home stretch and you just delivered this huge wallop with those pairings of these short lines. That last third of the poem, there's no such thing as oversold after you got done with that. Just kind of redefined that whole idea. But it's totally punchy poem, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. that's that's why I say what I say about you, man. Like, similar to the homie Brian Enciso, like your flow is so locked in, right? And I truly, truly appreciate artists who don't falter, right? You stay on that line, and it's just, and you don't let your audience off the hook, man. And I appreciate that so very much, because your rhyme schemes, you start even playing with some of your rhyme schemes, right? You said a rivers with flows rushing, every kiss soul crushing. I grin with a dull grimace, hungry for more money. I'm bound to seconds that don't count. I'm married to my wealth. Nickels pay shit wage. Stock markets where debt's made. The dollar just makes sense. No rose plants where streets paved. Like, come on, man. Like if you can't pick up what he's putting down, you're probably not listening. You know what I mean? So I appreciate all the effort that you put into writing these bars, man, and staying connected to your flow, staying connected to your tempo, your internal metronome. is on point, man. Dope work as always. Appreciate you for coming through. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, love when this gentleman comes through. Every time I hear his poetry, I can just hear him working on it. I hear how much he's getting better with every syllable of every poem that he writes. The one and only Principe in the building. Come on, Principe, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Today I'll be sharing one poem. It's titled Spinning Thoughts. A carousel of things are trapped in my closet. Thought patterns driving in circles, leaving nothing but skin marks on my neurons. Thoughts of the very future I dream of. Thinking of a series of AOL dial-ups just to get disconnected because of internet connection. Disconnected from my greatest potential. That I shoot missiles out of their mouths. I mean hands. Now in my mid-30s, I realized I was in my head. Thank you.
I told y'all, this cat just puts in work, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Principe.
Thank you. Short but heavy. I felt it. Thank you.
Right? Principe's a heavy poet, that is for sure. This poem, kind of organizing this poem was, the last line was the whole thing, the revelation, and it was about, maturity, and you crystallized it in such a way with that has a real universal appeal. Now in my mid-30s, looking back, you see how you were living in a kind of bubble in a certain way, right? Just another brilliant poem, Principe. Thanks again for being here.
Yeah, man. Like one of those just powerful punches. It comes at you real quick, but real heavy. Thank you for doing what you do, man. You said thought patterns driving in circles. And listen, I am old enough to remember AOL dial-ups. I am. Right? I remember those stinking sounds. Right? There was no sneaking on the internet once upon a time, folks. Right? The whole damn house knew you were trying to connect to the internet, man. But really, really dope, man. I really love the reflection aspect of that poem, man, while still looking toward the future. So I appreciate what you do, Principe. All right. Coming up next, this gentleman, he's incredible in lots of ways. Whether he's writing poetry or he's playing classical piano, I have heard this gentleman perform Chopin. Trust me, it's incredible. I like to call this gentleman our micro triptych travel agent, the one and only Nemo Sum in the building. Come on, Nemo, let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you as always, sir. Please, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Elemental. I'm going to start with a micro. The Lord of Wrong wants to be worshipped. My head bowed as his ice-cold drool drips down the back of my neck. And there's some part of me that must want it or need it, because here I am at his feet, pressing my bloody face into the gravel once again. And this piece is called Fuck Healing. Sunlight beams through the window and collects on the floor. Walter has positioned himself right in the middle where the warmth is pooling. He's chewing on his toy. I've grown so tired of writing my pain, speaking my sorrow, showing the world my hurt. My therapist says it makes sense I feel these difficult things given the life I've lived, but that's not enough for me. I have a notebook now, a chronicle of my attempts to configure the words in perfect order, like these poems are somehow spells to make the healing happen. Can they end these episodes of crying in the kitchen? Make it possible to push through this unholy indecision and eat lunch? Will they help me muster the will to get in the shower? Endless daily routines grind me down, but I dare not complain, lest the universe overhear and grant me the peace of nevermore. I used to have a drawer full of obsolete power cords. Now it's filled with art supplies I haven't touched in years. Is there a place where discarded things go to be useful again? I'm scribbling these thoughts, furiously typing with my thumbs. I don't want to lose the thread of this poem. Writing gives the demons something to scrutinize that isn't me. I'm trying to keep hope in my words when feeling it still frightens me. Don't leave me here, muttering these incantations to myself, sitting in a drawer, tangled and useless.
Damn it, man. Damn it, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Nemo Sum.
Yeah,
Well
you may
read,
feel
well read, Nemo. Well
yeah,
done.
you may feel you're tangled and useless, but that's not how you come off here, brother. You might want to think that. The first poem, it's kind of about temptation and not knowing why we find ourselves giving in to it. And I mean, to do that in like 2 sentences, I don't know how you did that. And it was at once kind of abstract, but really complete and total. And I really, really connected with this second poem, the title of which was Fuck Healing. I'm always thrilled when a poet uses or has dissatisfaction as a motivation to come up with some badass motherfucking poetry. And you are kind of a specialist when it comes to that, at least in this poem. And you're talking about, I don't know if I know there's quite a few people here can relate to your where you're coming from on this, but when life is just a kind of nonstop calamity in many ways, that's really just what you want, is just to have your dull everyday life just be your usual life. You want to be able to just, get into the shower now, or, make a cup of coffee and not have to worry about all the calamity. And it's just paying attention to those dull everyday things sometimes is just what gets you through. And I just really connected with your poem in that way, Nemo. I'm so happy whenever you can get here. You got to come back and play your piano sometime.
Thank you. I'm sure I will.
For sure. And we are here for it. You just have a way of writing the types of poems, man, that just seem to like crawl under your skin and just find their home there. And I really, really appreciate the delicate way that you do that. It's not invasive. It's really stinking beautiful, man. It really is. You said the Lord of Wrong wants to be worshipped. Right? Grant me the peace of nevermore. Is there a place where discarded things go to be useful again. You said writing gives the demons something to scrutinize that's not me. Damn it, where was I when that line came through? Shit. That's just a heavyweight one, sir. Thank you for doing what you do and continuing to share it with us. Absolutely amazing. All right. Coming up next, I am familiar with this poet. I wasn't familiar with your name at first, but I'm familiar with this poet. I ran across this artist at Who Naked up in here. Shout out Mr. Wits. Shout out Gifted. Yo, welcome, Jessie. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. I know what you do, man. I am familiar with what you do. And if you're about to do that, then to everyone who is meeting Jessie for the first time, prepare yourself. She is one of the poets that really, really do this in the best of ways. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Let these folks know where they can find you, and we'll yell at you after. Please take it away.
Happy birthday. The devil stays fascinated with me. Maybe because I'm masculine of center and all the way queer, which means half this world looks at me like a locked gate and the other half shows up holding bolt cutters. Listen, the devil's been trying my pussy for a long time. First through a man who should have been buried under the word father instead of hiding it inside it like a tomb, a stepfather with mildew in his shadow, and my teenage silence rolled up in his fist like a forged hall pass. So before I knew pleasure, I knew evacuation. Before I knew desire, I knew how a body can become a crime scene and still be expected to say grace over dinner. Before I knew flirting, I knew how to get ghost without leaving the room. That kind of history teaches the demonic science. Or is it living in a seance, turns the nervous system into a rigged carnival game, makes the body light up for the wrong hands, makes panic dress itself in sequins and call itself alchemy, makes survival put on lipstick and swear it's just lust. That is hell's oldest magic. It takes rust and sells it as gold, takes hunger and names it devotion, takes the smell of smoke in somebody's clothes and calls it incense. Then the devil came back as an ex-wife who loved alcohol and blackouts more faithfully than she loved me. Liquor on her breath, ghosts in her hobbies, a whole back room full of unnamed weather systems. We were not building a home, we were sleeping inside a refinery. Everything leaked. Everything could catch fire. We were two women, ankle deep in accelerant, calling the first spark anything but holy. Every argument turned the walls to static. Every apology came back fermented. Every night felt like lying down inside a fire hazard and calling it warmth. And after that, Lord, a whole decade of hot mess women built like warning labels with incredible cheekbones, women with soft mouths and emergency room energy, women who called me safe because they could break against me without cutting themselves open, and me out here built like a harbor for ships that refused repair, thinking love meant being sturdy enough to survive another person's storm, thinking my pussy was some kind of salvage yard, a holy junk drawer, a place where beautiful women could drag all their wreckage, their smoke-damaged prayers, their childhood sirens still going off, and call it intimacy because I never flinched. But baby, that's not romance. That is unpaid grief work with orgasms in it. And some point I had to ask myself, am I looking for a partner, or am I just the last soft place before impact for every gorgeous disaster with a sad backstory and good skin? So I pulled out, quit serious dating, retired from lesbian disaster relief, and took my heart off the shelf and put that throbbing bitch behind shattered glass. Now I just flirt with everybody because flirting is easy. Flirting is smoke with good rhythm. Flirting is striking a match just to watch your own face glow. Because flirting costs less than trust, because I can warm my hands without burning down the block, because I can hear the engine turn over without handing somebody the keys, and still, every now and then somebody slips through who actually just might make sense. No chaos, no bottle clinking in the apology, no need for me to become a paramedic every time they feel an emotion. just sense. And honestly, that scares me the most because trauma is a crooked landlord. It will have you paying extra for anything familiar, will have you side-eyeing peace like it must be fake simply because it arrived without sirens. But I know better now. Every spark ain't sacred, every ache ain't prophecy, and every wet pull in the dark is not love. Some of its memory wearing perfume, and some of its loneliness under flattering light, and some of it's just the devil hoping I still confuse recognition with safety. But not anymore. My body is not a shelter for every beautiful emergency, and my softness is not a public property. So yes, the devil absolutely tries my pussy, but these days, if love wants me, it better come sane, steady, and with both feet in this world, and none of hell in its mouth. Pump.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Come on, y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Jessie Marie.
Incredible.
That's how you
What a
write
way
a
to
poem.
meet you.
That's how you write a poem. From that, you write a poem like that.
Wow.
Yeah. I had no idea. What the fuck? Every line, amazing. Damn.
Incredible first impression. What
You think?
work.
Holy fuck.
Holy shit. Elemental try to warn us.
LadyK was right. She said, do this poem, and I was like debating it all night. Like, I don't know if I should say pussy in this room, but then Paul said pussy first. So I was like, all right. All right.
Never too many
All right,
pussy.
I'll do it.
On the scale.
Just pussy, 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 pussy.
That was perfect pussy. Perfect.
Boomerang, boomerang.
Yeah, Jessie,
Like,
just
it's
look
one
at
hell of an introduction, so you know.
just look at that image.
But it's a brand new poem. I literally sent it to LadyK yesterday, and she was like, it's called Why the Devil Tries My Pussy, and at the title, she was like, no, I'm not reading that poem. But then I was like, no, it's not a sex poem, just read it. And then she's like, you need to read that poem. So that's what happened.
Thank you for.
Yeah, you did. I'll second that motion. Now, you just look at that image I put in the chat about where my poem came from. Pussy is a lingua franca and more than that. So it was just a breath of fresh air to hear you come through here and bring that, the queerness as provocation and challenge and confrontationalness, because this cafe was founded by people from the LGBTQ plus, society, people of our society. So I really just dug this poem it was a wild ride from start to finish, and you were just kind of charting an obstacle course. And there were a couple of key things. I don't want to go on too long here that I just occurred to me in the poem. There's a point where you start to come into your own self with a sense of a compromise, but it's a real unique take on a compromise, which was to give up on everybody else's wants and embrace your own non-need, right? And that was really cool to hear.
Thank you.
So I guess my first question is the most obvious, but the most irrelevant. You said the devil stays fascinated with my pussy, with me. So my question is, did you have to block the devil because he can't stop calling you? like for real, like he just stay on your line, like he just so fascinated by it. That's just work, man. So I have a couple traditions around these parts, because it's your first time. We can pop the cherry, baby, pop the cherry, baby. We can all chant one of us. But like my man likes to say, welcome home. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. And for the folks who are here who know me, they probably know what I'm gonna say next. You, Jessie, have exactly up to April. You've just officially fucked up. Because now you gotta be here every Thursday to rock with the greatest community in the world. Because that was heavyweight, right? That was heavyweight. You said mildew in his shadow, knew how a body could become a crime scene and still say grace at dinner. Stop the madness. Make survival put on lipstick and calls it lust. The devil came back as an ex-wife? What? Laying down in a fire hazard and called it warmth. That's just heavy, right? A holy junk drawer. The last soft place before impact. Trauma is a crooked landlord. Like, yo, that's just work, right? As the Jedi Master said, right, the cafe was built for people to speak their truth. And your truth just speaks volumes. Like, you got to come back and share some more of that heat. Like I said, y'all, I'm familiar with Jessie's work. I've heard her get down, and I try to tell y'all, she is she puts in the work. Appreciate you, Jessie. And shout out LadyK for all the work. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. That was serious work. Serious work. All right, let's keep it going. Closing out our guaranteed list this evening. This artist, like, she truly bleeds on the microphone. With how much effort and energy she gives our craft. Shout out the educators in the building. Whether she is on the path or she is sharing, works from her written work, whether she is singing to us, she just has a way of just giving herself to our craft. And it's really, really beautiful every time she shares. The one and only Winter Rose in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
And I thank you very much. It's wonderful to see you all. So I got fired up about the prompt, the metaphors. And so I thought I would share these two short ones in that I think they're metaphors in themselves, as the whole poem. Okie dokie. The hemlocks have no doors. Something there is that wants to eat me alive. He is the thing with yellow eyes, and I'm never safe, for there are no doors. There are no locks on hemlocks. Some get the pleasure of being eaten dead, never feel his jaws crush their head. There's a thing called a human, and he likes the food that way. Shiny, clean, blood-free. It rarely looks like meat, but of a play food, for a play kitchen, at a play table, with no dead animals sitting round it, for the ladies' lunch party of white gloves and crumpets. Something there is within me knows being eaten alive dead. I'm sorry. Knows being eaten alive is better than being eaten dead. But I can't remember what that is. Death is only the thing that comes after being alive, feared for not yet having shook hands with it, nor peered into its yellow eyes. Yet I'll meet him there when my turn comes, invite his silken fangs. With my lucid corneal rods and cones, never the type of glass orbs, such genial, gentle tricks of the taxidermist. Okay, now I'm all warmed up. I do this one. Bad neighbors. Frost might think we have forgotten how it is to mend a wall. Good neighbors we are not. What once was rolling acres of deforested masterpieces, framed by such precise and plaintive cairns, rolled by hand of man or brutish ox to the edges of the gently wooded glens, to keep the sheep so neatly grazing, for to make our winter warming wares at the wool mill down yonder at the center of town. Children wove and spun with lanolin-drenched fingers, used coats into farmers' pants and ladies' shawls late into the northern evenings. These children now make imaginary pants to place on imaginary characters, woven from pixels and broadband, that dance around in their brains, late into the nights, stressed and angsty from the burden of Bitcoin in their not of wool imaginary pockets. Their fingers stained with heavy metals like toxic tantalum, dug from mines by children, pocketless, gloveless, who've no Wi-Fi friends nor soda crush, but maybe rocks for fences. And I thank you.
Damn. Yeah. I totally dig what you do. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Winter Rose.
So
All right,
good.
Winter Rose.
That was
Yeah.
really, really good. I like that. I see what you did there.
Yeah, you caught it, LadyK. Thank you all. It's a pleasure to read for you.
Thanks for being here again. So it's just you're a crucial voice here. I really got, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy these poems and not ruminate on them too much. But I really like the second poem a lot because it was a very Vermont poem.
Yes.
I've spent a lot of time up there. So
Have you now?
Yeah, between the ages of until I was like 15, I used to spend a couple of weeks every summer on my uncle's property up there in Jeffersonville. And so that all those images and the stuff you described just came off as so Vermont to me. I really felt it, but hope you're doing well.
Thank you, honey. Yeah, I mean, it's based on my town. The mill was like a half a mile from my house, and so I was just thinking about how it used to be fine to have children work in the mills, and it's also still fine for them to be digging minerals and heavy metals for our phones. So it's fucked up. But yeah, thank you all very much.
I know they said the institution of slavery died years ago, but it's still in play. It's still in practice. And I say that in a few different ways, like, listen, and no disrespect to anyone, but folks who do have a regular 9 to 5 are kind of like slaves to money. They you know what I mean? You can't miss work because you do not want massa cracking that whip on your ass. Just saying. I really dig what you do, Winter. This first poem though, I was like, oh my gosh, where's she going with it? The hemlocks have no doors. Ooh yeah. Being eaten alive is better than being eaten dead. Shit. Like I love that. In the second poem, you mentioned woven from pixels and broadband. Like, I don't even know if kids get a chance to have a childhood now because they're just so immersed in grown folks' business, right? Everything is right there in their face and accessible to them. So, there are no more Sesame Streets. It's just, the street. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for staying so dedicated to what you do. Know it's a hard thing doing what you're doing right now for your family, but We appreciate all the work that you do and the time that you spend to come and rock with us. Truly appreciate you. The chat master said, no, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood? No. It got gentrified, sir. All right. We have two more artists, and we are getting out of here. All right. Coming up next. So, I understand I'm biased, right? Because I get to, like, you know, celebrate on days like this. There are a couple of, you know, incredible people whose birthday is today. One of my favorite athletes of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Today is also his birthday. But I also get to share it with this next incredible artist. She is just one of those folks, like, she comes through revving her engine, man. Like, but she's also one of those artists that when she writes, like, her pen turns into this, like, sword, and it just gets you all the way in there, man. And I really commend the strength that it takes to write poems from a very real place that causes, like, your eyes to sweat out of your eyeballs. Don't always appreciate that, but I love the fact that you always do it. The one and only Auntie April in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you as always. Happy birthday. Please take it away.
Thank you. Auntie with a Y_April on IG. So it's my birthday, and I'll cry if I want to. It's always this time I go back to you, my creator, the vessel that carried me through, the first place I ever existed before I knew what it meant to lose. A womb that held me, kept me safe, kept me fed. Love so loud in the silence before I ever had breath. My mind betrays me, drags me back to that day. The moment your light was taken away, snuffed out just like that, gone from view. You woke in another realm and left me in this hell without you. There's a sound, I swear it never lies, the kind a body makes when a mother dies. A fatal scream that lives inside my chest, echoing through me, but never laid to rest. The phone call, I knew before it was said, that pause said everything. Just say it, she's dead. I collapsed, begging the air to make it untrue. But birthdays, remember, they always lead me back to you, because there is no me without you. They say a child carries pieces, cells that never depart. Fetal, maternal, microchimerism. You live in my body, in my heart. A scientific thread, tether. Proof I still hold you. So take me instead. A direct line, but it doesn't go through. Hello, hello, are you there? Say something, why won't you? But nothing answers like it always do. Your death didn't just take you, it took me too. Every birthday I die a little more. Reopening rooms that never closed before. And every time I hear that scream again, someone else's pain wearing my skin. Their voice shifts, it turns into mine, and I'm right back there asking for more time. A butterfly effect, one moment, one call, clip my wings. I've been falling ever since it all. So return me to my cocoon. I had so much growing left to do. My umbilical cord was cut too soon, so it's my birthday, and I'll cry if I want to, even when I don't want to. Poem.
Nah, I don't even know if you can call that a poem. For real. Like, unmute yourself. Give it up for Auntie April.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Oh, that was amazing and heartbreaking all at the same time.
Thanks.
Hey,
I
thanks
did
for
it without
coming.
crying.
Thanks for coming on your birthday. And many more to us. You know, here you go. See, folks, this is what a poet can do that, you know, people who aren't poets can't do. They can tell us what it was like being in the womb, right? And it's not imagined, right? It's they're retrieving it out of their own sensibilities, just as April did. And this poem had so much about biological memory and connectedness in it. You know, it was really what the poem was about. And the bravery you speak with really inspires me, because you're really talking about how this pain is so necessary to your own fulfillment. And that's a dangerous thing for people to hear. And it sounds to most people like something that's very negative, but they just don't get it because they haven't been there. They don't know what feeling of pain can do when it's about being connected to somebody you've lost. And it's an essential part of our being able to continue. And that mourning somebody doesn't always have to stop. And it may not be healthy for it to stop, right? And you brought all this out in this poem. And it was really, really a very emotionally brave thing to do.
Yeah. You know, you said you made it through without crying. I get that. I get that. And I commend you on being able to get through it without crying. I don't know how many times you've been able to get through it without crying, but I commend you on getting through it this time without crying. I think to look backward is to move forward because we are where we came from. We are pieces of the people who helped us get here, especially when you're talking about family, especially when you're talking about the womb. What? My birthday is always the time I go back to you. There is no me without you. Every birthday I die a little more. You said the screams. Someone else's pain wearing my skin? Damn. That's so just visceral. I love that line, man, but it's very heavy, right? And I'm thankful that you were cognizant and strong enough to write it. It's not easy to write something like that. It's not easy to approach a poem like this, especially on your birthday, right? When people are coming at you with well wishes and all this happy, joy kind of stuff. But then you have to sit in this pain that you have. But you got to realize that both of those things, all of these things, only make you stronger. And you're an incredibly strong person because of all these things. So again, happy birthday. We appreciate you. All right. Closing us out this evening. This cat right here, brother. I'm telling you, when he comes to the ring, he is all about business. When he steps into the squared circle, you better be ready, brother. Because he's got the big boot for you. Coming through with the clothesline in every line. I'm telling you, this cat's pretty damn dope with it. Mr. Snapping to a slam jam himself. The one and only Dre Reyes in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
There we go. I was trying to figure out how to unmute for a moment. Great to see all y'all. Happy birthday, April. Before I get into things, first and foremost, if you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram at DreRay90 or at The One Slam Jam. Speaking of the Slam Jam, I host this thing called the Slam Jam every Saturday at 5 p.m. So if you want to tune in on that, you're more than welcome to. Speaking of which, I mean, April was a special guest coach, and for your birthday, I want to do a little plug for you. April Showers. Let me tell you something about this book. One of the most heartfelt collection of poetry I've ever read. Had a pleasure of reading. So check in with April on that. it's money well spent. So do your thing and support your local artists. So with that said, I got a poem for all y'all. This is one I was actually wanting to read on a recording because I don't know, sometimes this is kind of fun to like drop a pipe bomb. And this was a poem that I wrote just coming back from vacation from Puerto Rico. In fact, this pretty much lays it out for you. It's called A Lesson in Cultural and Racial Empathy. A coworker welcomes me back from vacation and asks, "How was your trip to Mexico?" I respond by correcting them that I went to Puerto Rico. Their response, "What's the difference? They're the same to me." Biting my lip and being painfully aware that I am at work, I respond by saying, well, for starters, Mexico is a big ass country, while Puerto Rico is an island territory that has a strong cultural identity. But what I really wanted to say was, shit, I guess all Spanish-speaking countries are the same to you if you voted for Trump, or spent the vast majority of your boomer life being blinded by the scorching light of white America, all while keeping shade and comfort under the branches and leaves of the bigot tree, or if you're a member of ICE. But what's the difference? I hope that didn't sit well with you, because your ignorance doesn't sit well with me. I'm not going as far to say that y'all are the same, because that'll be me putting me in the same company with you and all this bigotry, and I'd rather not share anything else with you other than a workplace in this lesson I'm about to give for free on empathy. You see, culture is key. The cuisine, traditions, lingo, and history sets Mexico and Puerto Rico apart extremely vividly. Breaking news! Not all Spanish-speaking countries are the same. Not at all! Being born a brown man in a white world, being born into a lifetime of being mislabeled while social interactions become a game of Minesweeper, trying to guess my heritage for laughs. This has been my reality, my social birthright in this country. Whew. Has anybody ever stopped and looked at you funny, stayed silent and or asked where you're from in your own hometown? Has anybody ever get you called into the principal's office because someone falsely reported you for having an explosive in your backpack? Has anybody ever falsely accused you of misconduct and get you written up at your job or get you banned from establishments without ever getting your side of the story? Has anybody ever treated you less than because of some weird-ass entitlement trip based on the color of their skin over yours? You don't know white privilege in the ways I have. By being the victim of the system, by not having the complexion for the protection and the collection, by feeling that you are guilty until proven innocent. Society has painted people like me the enemy, when in reality, ignorance is public enemy number one. Therefore, arm yourselves with knowledge. We do have a right to bear arms after all. With that said, be careful and choose your words carefully before you invalidate someone else's heritage. That concludes my lesson in cultural and racial empathy. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Poem. Thank you.
You better come through talking that shit, Dre. Unmute yourself, give it up for Dre Reyes.
All right, Dre.
Thanks for the plug. And I loved it. Somos todos diferentes, carajo, puñeta. Boricua se respeta.
Yes. Wepa. All right.
Oh, shit.
Well, I'm going to encourage you to say this poem to the person at work because, I mean, it's necessary for them to hear it.
You know what's funny?
And then drop your Cash App at the end because that's free education and we don't do that no more.
The funny thing about that is that after that happened, she got COVID 2 days later. And then, like, the following week, she got sent home because they were investigating some weird, sketchy shit. Turned out that she was abusing a company policy on coupons. So then she got fired, all in a span of less than 2 weeks since doing that shit to me at work. Talk about karma, right?
We have our ways.
Yeah, well, it's part and parcel, right? It's somebody copping to all the bad attitude. There's a lot more going on underneath that. It's not just garden variety bigotry and prejudice. There's something else going on with them too.
Antepasados are looking out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt divinely protected.
Amen.
Well, I like this thing you did on a psychological level too, because in psychology they call there's this thing they call the loser wins game, and you kind of took that and turned it on its head.
For sure. You know, this is what I love about poets, y'all. I'm telling you, this is what I love about poets. Because we take the worst that society has to offer and we turn it into beautiful art. Right? I've said this plenty of times. The worst thing you can do is piss off a poet. I'm telling you. Because you end up in poems like this. Right? I love how you took it upon yourself to remind people that they live in their privilege, right? Because some people are blinded by their privilege. So I appreciate the fact that you took the time to articulate it, not from a place of rage, but from a place of education, right? With a splash of cynicism, but this is what we do. You know what I mean? It's what we do. It's how it's supposed to be done. You know what I mean? With a zest of kiss my ass to finish it. You know what I mean? Come on, Salt Bay. Come on. For real. Y'all are absolutely amazing, man. Thank you so much for spending Thursday with the New Eureka Poets Cafe, with the greatest community in the world. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Geniuses, every single one of you. Shout out Dre. Shout out Dre Reyes. Shout out Paul Skiff. Shout out Is White. Shout out Auntie April. Nemo Sum. Ray Whitaker. Alan Gary. My man Kid Kuza. Well, also, I wanted to shout out a couple folks who weren't able to make it this evening. Shout out Elise Baker. Shout out Bill Elkins. Shout out Markencia. Brittany Adams, Angelina Ojeda, and Bridget Williams. Thank you all for rocking with us. It's an amazing way to spend a birthday. So thank all of y'all for all the birthday wishes. I truly, truly appreciate all the energy and love. Like, I love y'all so very much, man. And I look forward to this every week. I'm going to let y'all get out of here. We're going to end the night like this. Until we meet again. May this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power. Inspire others. Energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. Never forget, cowards get buried here, and we reclaim our strength through our fearlessness. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until next week, peace and blessings.